couple people are getting handshake, which I don't know how that's possible.
Since I did know.
We're gonna start here. Now there's a high possibility that real penalty might just crash on us because we're 20 people doing it at once. For those individuals who are having handshake problems, we're going to have to reinstall this mod manually. I really don't know how. But like I said, we'll probably 5 minutes behind on the schedule. We want to do qualifying starting in 10 minutes. Probably push it back and try to get everybody in properly.
Overrated artists living off the hype. They got no longevity in the game, they got no stripes. No longer social in person, they live on social media. So social skills are not working because they live for likes. It's all a make-believe world, but they not living in the bubbles. They scrolling and reading all the beat issue type.
Yep, Tim, that's what I know. Majority got in. It's only 3 people not joining, so that tells me it's just a client issue. But we'll try to do one more restart here. If it doesn't work, then it's client. There's nothing else I can think of, off the top of my head at least. If anybody has any suggestions for it in general, what it could be, because it's a handshake. Alexa, how many minutes? Never mind. Alexa, stop.
When you think you've given all you could, they want some more. Constantly combating conversations with connoisseurs. Cognac on deck, I'm on the night shift like the Commodore. 64 system outdated, so give this town applause. They're man and dinosaurs, they ain't dictating my future. I love the game, but everybody be rapping like future. Medusa mind state, I turn you to stone. I shoot a verse that will make you disperse. Turn this into shoot a long time ago. They don't wanna respect it, don't want to acknowledge the
Somebody's mentioning restarting your system. You're getting a handshake, so we can give that a go. I think your issue should be fixed now. In terms of server back up if you haven't done it yet. No, Leslie, I did update your GUID. I had to just refresh it and it worked now, so that's one. So your GUID was updated. I just removed you and added you back. It worked. Alright, we should be in business now. I extended it to an extra 5 minutes.
Just for attention, a couple shares or a mention is meaningless, but it's like I only want to do with real life. I spit that real life, say what's on my mind. I will not pander to the climate of the deaf, dumb or blind. Never dumbing down my bars, only realness in the lines. You will only hear the honesty and passion in my rhymes. I'm staying connected, cause I perfected my art form. This show I directed, calm and collected, rated, respected, stayed on course and never deflected. Flow like electric, I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, yeah man, I'm still moving imperial. My techers are moving hectic. When you think you've given all you could, they want some more. Constantly combating conversations with connoisseurs. Cognac on deck, I'm on the night shift like the Commodore. 64 system outdated, so give this town applause. They're man and dinosaurs, they ain't dictating my future. I love the game, but everybody be rapping like future. Medusa mind state, I turn you to stone, but I shoot a verse that will make you disperse. It's true to turn into the truth a long time ago. They don't wanna respect it, don't want to acknowledge the power shift. Ego, they protect it, but I will flow like electric. I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, them man still moving imperial. My techers are moving hectic. When you think you've given all you could, they want some more. Constantly combating conversations with connoisseurs. Cognac on deck, I'm on the night shift like the Commodore. 64 system outdated, so give this town applause. They're man and dinosaurs, they ain't dictating my future. I love the game, but everybody be rapping like future. Medusa mind state, I turn you to stone, but I shoot a verse that will make you disperse. It's true to turn into the truth a long time ago. They don't wanna respect it, don't want to acknowledge the power shift. Ego, they protect it, but I will flow like electric. I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, them man still moving imperial. My techers are moving hectic. to the climate of the deaf, dumb or blind. Never dumbing down my bars, only realness in the lines. You will only hear the honesty and passion in my rhymes. I'm staying connected cause I perfected my art form. This show I directed, calm and collected, rated, respected, stayed on course and never deflected. Flow like electric, I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, yeah man, I'm still moving imperial. My tech cause I'm moving hectic. When you think you've given all you could, they want some more. Constantly combating conversations with connoisseurs. Cognac on deck, I'm on the night shift like the Commodore. 64 system outdated, so give this town applause. They're man of dinosaurs, they ain't dictating my future. I love the game, but everybody be rapping like future. Medusa mind state, I turn you to stone. I shoot a verse that will make you disperse. The shooter turned into the truth a long time ago. They don't wanna respect it, don't want to acknowledge the power shift. Ego, they protect it, but I will flow like electric. I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, them man still moving imperial. My tech cause I'm moving hectic. When you think you've given all you could, they want some more. Constantly combating conversations with connoisseurs. Cognac on deck, I'm on the night shift like the Commodore. 64 system outdated, so give this town applause. They're man of dinosaurs, they ain't dictating my future. I love the game, but everybody be rapping like future. Medusa mind state, I turn you to stone. I shoot a verse that will make you disperse. The shooter turned into the truth a long time ago. They don't wanna respect it, don't want to acknowledge the power shift. Ego, they protect it, but I will flow like electric. I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, them man still moving imperial. My tech cause I'm moving hectic. in the game, they got no stripes. No longer social in person, they live on social media. So social skills are not working because they live for likes. It's all a make-believe world, but they not living in the bubbles. They scrolling and reading all the beat issue type. Just for attention, a couple shares or a mention is meaningless, but it's like nobody wanna do with real life. Spit that real life, say what's on my mind. I will not pander to the climate of the deaf, dumb or blind. Never dumbing down my bars, only realness in the lines. You will only hear the honesty and passion in my rhymes. I'm staying connected cause I perfected my art form. This show I directed, calm and collected, rated, respected, stayed on course and never deflected. Flow like electric, I'm gonna set this off, no apology. I move metric, yeah man, I'm still moving imperial. My techers are moving hectic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a spooky episode here of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. We are live here for the American Grand Prix at Watkins Glen. And what an event we have for you today. A stacked one as well, with over 20 drivers here today, looking at 25. So we're really in for a treat. Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club bringing to you the return of the Halloween special. It's been far too long since we had this one underway. Let's see if the booth works here. Oh, it does. So, welcome here. I think my green screen is, green screen. What green screen are you talking about? No green screen. Welcome to the first round. Second round complete. My head's a little bit jumbled up. We had a bit of technical difficulties. But as we now get settled down for the beginning here for the second round, we're going to get qualifying coming up very soon. You may already notice that we're going to be starting this event earlier. We should be starting even earlier, but we had a little bit of technical issues, of course. We've got it all sorted. We got all our friends here, and we're ready to go racing. A lot of new faces, a lot of returning faces, from last round as well. We're in it here today. A special customized skin here for the track. You can already see the orange and black spooky curbs, and then some of the advertisements around here. Well, there's something. And then we replaced our arm cub barriers for some wood fences. So, as the drivers head up the Assets, hopefully they don't drive through it. Well, we have lots of practice going on with these drivers here, getting their feet wet and getting ready to go for qualifying. 15 minutes of qualifying. Some of the drivers with a special livery here today as well. Halloween themed. So we have a costume contest, and these drivers are going to be setting down the best of the best here, paint schemes, and we're going to look at them in just a moment. But first and foremost, I want to take it back to the main screen here. That's the short screen. Let's go back to the main screen. Thank you so much for 2,500 subscribers. It means the whole world here from us here at Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. And such a quick goal we've hit now. Our next 3,000 subscribers. Can we hit that before 2026? Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And thank you so much for all your support throughout all these years. 4 years of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. So, drivers on track here. Let's take a look at some of the liveries here on track, and let's get a close eye and look at some of them. Starting off with this, Christian Ramau in the Joker car. Luca Andretti sporting the job application Tim Stahl is still going to rock his classic Watt Racing. The purple man is here, so... yeah, it's the purple guy, that's for sure. Then we have the more cursed cars out here. Yep, that is me. The Rahul Mobile. It's something. Superman out here, and yeah, once again, the trend continues with me around. The ambulance does make a return out here for Regan Milana, another joker here for Ilham, newcomer here, Jade, and then we have Jarrell Moore entering into the fray with his classic X-Play livery. For 11th right now, it's Layla, Miss Midnight Bloom. 12th, we have the classic, of course, from the last round, the Mercedes here for Klaus Klint. Emily has decided the EMY Racing team to swap liveries here today and swap driver cars. So they're going to be taking on the BMW, and fantastic looking little livery in the back, supporting that pumpkins to continue that spooky trend. Eros in the Lexus debut race. Mark Crawford in. He's P15. Dan and Nasseir for the Aston Martin AMR. He's up there. P23 here. There's Nixon in the Show Me Your Heart. Another spooky looking car. Gray and some handprints around. Looks awesome. Jordan here, debuting. He's going to be in the Lexus. And Sven, P25. He's in the other purple guy car. So, as practice comes to an end, we're going to get qualifying up here sorted in just a moment, as all the drivers come around to finish their laps here. As, oh, the purple guy hits the wall. Mike Van Dorn doing a little 360 to just show off his car and what it looks like here. But yes, if you are enjoying, as you hear the crowd very loud here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. 15 concurrent viewers. We are already getting set to go here for qualifying. Once again, another early start. So if you are tuning into the stream late, we don't blame you. But let's get this one underway. So we're just going to wait the end of practice here. All right, so you see a couple cars in the pits there, and that is going to be it for practice. So there you see some of the times there. It's not the fastest times, but Christian Ramau with a 29.0, Luca Andretta returning here, 29.3, Tim Stahl, 29.8. Let's get this one underway. 15 seconds until we get qualifying here for the Halloween special, the second round of the DTM World Championship. Don't go anywhere, because qualifying starts now. Here we go, qualifying for the second round of the championship. Welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's American Grand Prix Halloween Special. We are live here at Watkins Glen International. 25 drivers will enter the fray here in qualifying, but only one man can take pole position. And a lot of new drivers here today, so big impressions to see what they can do out here. But as we fly through this Watkins Glen circuit, you're going to see some of the boards have been changed around. Of course, we have 6-7. We have Dave's Beauty Cream Bar. A lot of very cursed images around the board. And of course, the classic Where is the GZ3 mod pack? If you know, you know. So, here we go. Qualifying underway here. Let's try to find our pack of drivers coming up. So first up here, it's your man who took a dominant race win last week out. This is Luca Andretta in the Mercedes. He's rocking the job application. So anybody who's afraid of the J word, I apologize in advance, but he wants to be the scariest one out there. So here we go. Luca Andretti coming around the final corner under the I love CMRSC X Los Pollos Hermanos sign. Let's do this here as he comes across the start-finish line. His dash says don't crash. He'll be keeping that one very clear on him as he heads into turn one, a little bit wide on corner exit. But now we head up the Assets now to the right-hander, keeping it in fifth, but as soon as you head through the first little bump here, heading into the left-hander, it's shifting up into sixth gear, then on to the next straight here, the longest straight on the circuit. We're not going to be going right into the bus stop. We're going to keep going straight until we get into the loop. Hard on the brakes just as the tire wall ends on the left-hand side down to fourth gear. Hold on to the curb on the inside and let the car run out wide. Into the fast left-hander now. And just about sticking it within track limits, seeing that rear cam there as the driver's just coming around. So Luca back up the hill now, coming up to the trickiest part of the circuit. This is where all the time is going to be gained around here. Breaking a straight line, very slow in and get fast out using all that curb on exit. And then final little hard braking zone there. Watch the throttle on corner exit this part around, and then coming around the last couple of corners here. 2 corners to go. Make that one corner. It's just a little lift and getting right back on the loud pedal. And now Luca Andretti around the final corner. Fourth gear, racing to the line. What is he going to do? The driver's going to be chasing down a 1 minute 29.231. Who's going to take that down? Tim Stahl goes up to second. Sven will go to third with a 29.331. Steinberg will go to fourth. Crawford will take over P5 at the moment. Christian Ramau will take over provisional pole with a 129.202. He's your new pole sitter. So first rounds of qualifying getting underway. Still waiting for the rest of the times to go down and now. 11 minutes and 30 seconds, of course, left to go in the session here. Still undecided who's taking it. It's early goings here. Tim Stahl's looking quick. Keep an eye on him. Let's look at him now through the left-hander. And you watch that telemetry there, just slow on the third gear to the throttle, getting right back on, and uphill now into the right-hander. Accelerating out, not really any space on the outside to use. And the curb exit. Now hard onto the brakes. Right-hander, getting it flicked in there, and then accelerating right back out, and then braking back up again. Left-hander, and accelerating right back out there. Once again, you just see the telemetry being very, very cautious with his inputs, but purple in the middle sector, absolutely nailing it. Tim Stahl, your pole sitter, back at the German Grand Prix for round 1. Can he put this Mercedes back on top to go 2 for 2? Here at Watkins Glen, he does! A 29.041. We're closing in on the 28s. So far, so good. Here in this qualifying session, your top drivers, very identical to the previous round, of course. Tim Stahl, Andy Park, Luca Andretti. That was your top 3 last round. But with Andy Park not making it out here today, hopefully we can see him in the future rounds. It just replaced him with Christian Ramau for this qualifying session. And bang, there you go. It's basically the same. Regan Milana comes across the line. He's just off. He's sitting P6. Mike Van Dorn, P5. Sven Versteeg sitting in 4th at the moment. And Van Dorn, he's trying to improve this lap time. Nowhere to be put here on the current timing screen. See, on the back where the license plate says, I always come. I think he forgot to write for first. He always comes for first. Here comes Van Dorn, the left-hander now. Very tricky to get the throttle down. Do we see the rear end shake a lot? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Get the throttle down too early, and yeah, he takes it straight to the pits. That's a lap just thrown away. Christian Ramau's going quick this time by. He's into the left-hander going downhill. Accelerating out very wide, however, not the optimal line. Maybe scrubbing off a 10th that time by. Now uphill, right-hander. A little wide and going to get rotated right back in. Corner exit looks fantastic. And he's purple in the middle sector. A couple of corners left to go for him. Let's go on board to the 200-meter board. Braking just after it. Missing the apex just slightly, but then right back on the throttle. This is the part of the corner, though. Hardest corner on the circuit. Let's watch that rear end. How stable is it? And he looks perfect there. Danny Nasseir rounding out the final 2 corners. He's going to set a lap this time by... Oh, it's very tight. And Christian Ramau still holding on that time by... That was very tight. Danny Nasseir doesn't know where to go. Christian Ramau goes to pole. A 29.006. I think that definitely scared Danny. He wanted to get out the way, but he got out the way at a weird part. It was corner exit. Didn't know where Christian was going to go. Could have been very tight, but for Christian's sake, maybe he got a bit of slipstream in the process. So here's your man in P2 at the moment here in qualifying, and you see how close those times are. 35 thousandths of a second just off pole position is this man here, the German of Tim Stahl, racing for Watt iRacing, coming out of the AC Friends community. And you see just a little bit of a wiggle going back up the hill into the left-hander now. Middle sector not as quick. And now final corner to the line. And is this going to be any sort of improvement? No, it is not. I think some cars got it wrong. Through some section of the circuit. Oh, it's Leslie Owens damaged. Heavy damage there. It's going into the loop. So not too sure what went wrong there with that Nissan. The Mach 6, of course. Christian Ramau taking it into the pits. A lot of drivers trying to perfect their times. They've already got their bankers in. It's now time to just nail these corners now and find a way to improve just that bit more. And Christian Ramau is going to come right out to attempt to get a good lap time here under his belt. Here comes the Trinidadian of Nixon now to the front straight and over the line. And that's going to stay P12. Back in the pits is Sven. He's currently sitting on the second row with Luca Andretta. Luca not finding his pace here in pole. Remember last week, he started P3 and finished this race P1, so maybe the tradition continues if he can keep this one going. I'm gonna check some audio levels on stream, so... 1 moment here. With Luca Andretta. Luca... Alright, apologies for that, but just making sure the show is on schedule and on the road here. So back straight, Luca Andretta flying out here in the Mercedes AMG DTM car. Luca Andretta years ago debuted in the 2023 DTM World Championship. He was not as fast as he is nowadays, as Peter Sabot takes that into the pits. Luca, however, it's the one championship that haunts him in CMRSC. He's won it in so many categories in closed fender racing, but this is the one that looms down on him as the one he's yet to conquer. Luca Andretta also going for the most race wins in CMRC. He's currently tied with legend of CMRC, Justin Nasseir. They're both tied at the most wins. I'll bring that stat up for you in a little more detail in a bit. But let's watch Luca around the final corner. Inches to the wall on the outside. And he's only going to stay P3, but he improves this time by. But it's just not working out for him. The top three, though, dominated by the Silver Arrows. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in this qualifying session. And we're still undecided on who is taking the top. Tim Stahl is also going to start off his qualifying lap time here, and you just watch the other drivers here. Christian Ramau, purple in the middle sector. He's just off, however, on this total lap, so has to pull off a miracle around here if he can. Great exit there. Now, very troubling part. Does he hold on to the car? And he does so. Nobody in the way for Christian Romão, the Brazilian, looking for his first title in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, using all the curb on the right-hand side. Oh, he touches the grass, drifts it sideways, hits the wall. And that is what happens when you just put an inch of the car onto the grass, and it's going to send you off spearing off the circuit. So a lap wasted there from Christian Romão, who still has pole, albeit still that 35 thousandths of a second against this man here, Tim Stall. Barely anything separates the top two drivers. And you see Tim, he's pushing very hard this time by. Through to the left-hander. Very smooth, just up ahead of him. Who does he have? He's got P25. Looks like it's Leslie Owens. Final corner for Tim Stall. The front end just not complying as best as he wants to. However, here he goes to the line. Could this be provisional? It is not. It's a 29.044. And he's 3/1000th of a second off his best time. He takes it to the pits. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in qualifying. Once again, still undecided who's taking pole. Through to the right-hander. Here comes here comes Luca Andretti, excuse me. And he's going to start off his next flyer. Steinberg improving to his personal best, a 39.97 for him. Where does that land him at the moment? P11. Take a look at that top 10, though. Very competitive. Interesting to note, Regan Milana, who finished on the podium, P3 last week out. Well, he's currently sitting P10. In the Audi. Jade, that's your fastest driver here. Newcomer to CMRSC in the Nissan. So, Moreland around the final corner. He's actually been pushed down there, P9. As Tazayaki, Ilham improving. Peter Sabo also up there. And he's going to dive it straight to the pits. 1 minute 30 left to go. You want to make sure you can hit your marks in the pits. But if you're in the box right now, that's it for you. So we're coming down to it. A lot of traffic behind here. Look at this pack here. Lots of drivers coming around. That's also Luca Andretti. Big traffic here, but they have a lot of time. Oh, and Luca hits the wall. On corner exit, he's actually pushing this lap. So 1 minute left to go. He's also has Tim ahead of him. But that's going to slow his pace down. Was there a shot at him going to second? It may be. 1:29.376. That lost him out big time. 46 seconds left to go as qualifying just gets a bit more hectic now. Here comes Owens looking for a time to put on the board. And now going to start one. Really struggling out in this qualifying session. P7, Ilham. 30 seconds left to go from P7. Can he improve this lap time? He does not. We're looking next to Tent now. He touches the wall on corner exit in the Lexus. Debut race for him today. And he only sticks to that same position. 24th. His teammate, P21. 8 seconds left to go. I think we're coming down to it. Oh, we most definitely are. And here we go. Final laps across the line now. Nixon's the first one. 11th. It's going to stay 11th. Luca, meanwhile, faster this lap. And look who's ahead of him. Tim Stall also looking for a lap ahead of him, though. Traffic. Torres ahead. But they're all on a flyer here. Tim on the outside. It's contact as he gets it wrong. Luca hits the wall as well. Luca's going to keep going, but just losing the rear end. They're all pushing. That's going to ruin Tim's lap. No fault of anybody there. And Torres losing the rear end. Luca to the line. He improves regardless. Luca Andretti could have easily had pole position if that kerfuffle did not go down there at the end. Everybody's going to be confused what went down there, but one thing's for sure, you cannot put the blame on anybody. What went down there? They're going side by side. They're both pushing laps. What do you expect? Here comes the last couple of drivers here. Drama in qualifying that may have just saved Christian Ramal's provisional pole here to convert it to a full pole position. It's drama, and we're still getting ready for this race. Conti now to the line from P21 stays. P6 to the line. Mike Van Doren gonna decide to hold this one off. And that's almost it for qualifying. Leslie gonna take it straight to the pits. That's it. Christian Ramal taking pole position here with a 1:29.006, followed by Tim Stahl and Luca Andretta. All right, congratulations to your top three. Christian, Tim, Luca. I did see that little bit of a kerfuffle there at the end with that incident, but nobody to blame there. Everybody was pushing. All right, let's get this show underway here. 1 hour of racing. Remember, mandatory compound change. You must come into the pits through the pit window, which the pit window will open 5 minutes into this race, and then 10 minutes before the race ends. This is going to be afternoon to evening. That's at least what it's set in the server, so I really hope it actually works out. If not, it's just going to be stuck like this in the day, so it's a win-win. Let's get ready for this one. Damage is a little bit lower to here for this round, so if you do get tangled up here around turn 1, keep on racing. Do not quit, because anything and everything can go down. We saw in the last round a lot of people getting taken out throughout the race slowly. Improved a lot of people's positions down the rear of the order, so make sure you just stick in it. Sometimes the race may feel a little bit lonely, but we hope you enjoy here. A great turnout for today's race. So let's get this one underway here. So our Halloween special, getting ready here today. Look at this beautiful stack. Here's a history lesson for Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. We've never had grids higher than about 10 around here. So to see so many drivers make an appearance here today, this is absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, we're a minute away from the Halloween special. Final count for drivers, 25. "46 seconds left to go. Let's go through the grid really quickly. Christian Ramal in pole position, followed by Tim Stahl, Luca Andretta, Peter Sabot, Sven Versteeg, Mike Van Doren, Ilham Lesmana, Kasper Tessiaki, Jay Moreland, debut, Regan Milana, Nixon, Evan, Danny, Layla, Mark, Martin, Jarrell. That's your 3 X-Plate drivers all together. Klaus, Amelie Jordan, Iras, Arinan, Torres, and Leslie. We're 20 seconds away from getting this one underway. There are so many drivers to count here, but the lights are going to come on for 1 hour of racing here at Watkins Glen. So let's sound it off. 4 lights on the board, and we go racing for the American Grand Prix. And a lot of drivers all checking up with each other. Regan Milana, drive through, start, and here we go. Racing here as around the outside, Tim Stahl's gonna mug Christian Ramal and take over the lead early on. Steinberg will also gonna drive through for jumping the start. Christian Ramal getting challenged by Luca Andretta as well. They're going side by side on the long straight here. It's very tight for the top drivers. A couple of them getting it wrong at the rear end. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So many drivers. Jordan's in the air. Another one up in the air as well. Hitting the wall. The race is already done. What a start. So much drama. So much action. A lot of pack racing. Heading through the downhill section now. All of them getting forward. That's your top 15. All sticking close together now. And let's go teleport this Ferrari back to the pits because we do not want any cars to be hitting that one. Chad is saying DNF predictions 5. Let's find out. Luca to the inside. He takes second. Does he hold on to it? He does so. Round the outside, Christian Ramal looking for the move back on to P2. Still keeps it on. And big pressure now for Luca Andretta. Just like last round, chat's loving it, and crowd's loving it here. So on corner exit, he's looking very good, but lap 1 complete. It's Tim Stahl who takes a massive lead out here for this one. Now after that first lap there, I can confirm 0 retirements from it. Steinberg gets his drive-through taken. Yellows, however, who is it? Can we find him? Looking for him, I don't see him. Maybe it was P21 of Danny Nasseir, I don't know. Milana also taking his drive-through penalty. There's so many to look out for. Here comes Christian Romao back on Luca Andretti. The old gen versus the new gen here at CMRC. Can Romao pull the switchback of dreams as they go through the loop? Nothing can be done this time around. Now, can he pull another switch nose to tail? Look how close this racing is getting. Behind them, you also see Peter Sabo. Big, heavy contention with the purple man. And he always comes back. Sven looking to get this position. And also, behind Tezayaki, it's both NanoShift and ProMix fighting teams together. I want a lot of lockup there for Peter Sabo. Getting it wrong throughout that part of the circuit. Awesome action. Brilliant, brilliant racing so far in this early going. So as we head around, backed it up to the start-finish straight. Lots of kerfuffle going on in the mid-pack. It's the place you definitely don't want to be in. So far, though, playing pretty nice. These are the X-Play crew, Martin and Mark Crawford. Remember, they played great defense within each other, trying to get some positions. Somebody's gone wide. Who is that? It's Peter Sabo! Peter Sabo has gone wide off the circuit! That's going to allow, I think that is, where's Sven? Is Sven up there? No, Sven's off! So both of them potentially making contact with each other out of turn 1. Having to play catch-up now in the early goings as some of the front pack gets to get mixed up. Nixon gets mugged there. Purple men trying to go through. Side-by-side action behind them. There you see Jade watching the action. Can Sven get the move done on the outside of Nixon? Does so. He goes up to 8th. We don't know, unfortunately, what went down there. Between Peters, oh, trouble! And Sven slides the rear end. They're glitching between each other. That's that little bit of a lag spike there, but that's protected by the new ping rules here for CMRC. Back in the last round, Nixon and Sven surviving what could be a horror crash around here. Jay trying to go around the outside. Regan Milana finding a slow Nixon. Sven off the circuit. He goes wide into the grass. They all try to fight through. 4 cars all battling. Torres trying to go through. This time by. Where is he? I'll try to catch him on the board here, chasing against Moland now, looking for a move there. Nixon around the outside, deep entry, hitting the wall potentially. Now they're side by side. The pack racing this part of the circuit, getting amazing. Meanwhile, Christian Romao, Luca Andretti, side by side, very fast part of the circuit. Luca sticks ahead for the time being. Pack racing around here through the Essence. It's getting dangerous out here. Oh, it's trouble. Oh, it's a big crash. It's a big crash. Big wreck. Mark Crawford hit out. Not too sure what went down there, but that was a big one. Hard hitting incident there. But meanwhile, we go back up to the front. Christian Romao, heavy pressure, back on Luca Andretti. So Jarrell Moore takes it to the pits. Could be your very first retirement out here. Let's keep a close eye on this battle here. Lots of action to watch. It's usually Christian around the mini screen going around the outside. Very slow part of the circuit. Has to back out that time by. Luca Andretti still holds on. Meanwhile now, Nixon trying to fight over. This is your battle for P9 overall. Regan Milana, P10. Trying to look into the inside of Jade Molin now to the inside. Great dive on the GTR. The Audi goes through the 9th. And Nixon just watching that position go by that time around. You see all of them really shuffling through this time by as we get up through to the hill. This is really your action part of the circuit as well, where a lot of the drivers really getting tight around there. On board now with Superman. Evan Steinberg looking for the positions around here. and he's chasing up to the battle for 4th. Kasper Tessiaki, the lone Rahul mobile, just up ahead as both Mike and Ilham going wide off the track. The Joker, though, looking for a move on the purple man. Does he get it to the outside? You see the speed. Mercedes against BMW. Vandoorne squeezing. Ilham Lesmana wide to the fence on the outside. They're neck and neck going into the loop now. We look on board with Evan Steinberg. Maybe it's not a better angle. No, let's head up to the front side by side now. Mike Vandoorne holding on to the inside line. Ilham Lesmana wide, and he holds off. Mike Vandoorne stays P5. Lesmana's going to have another opportunity. He has to try this one once again somewhere around this one. Meanwhile, Christian Romao, we didn't see alive, but we might have saw it on the mini screen. He gets the move done. Back on Luca Andretta. That one's done and dusted. Apologies for that flashing on your screen there. Just going to shuffle the live chat on the other side of my screen here. Try to watch this action. Meanwhile, this is absolutely incredible. We couldn't ask for anything better. On our 2000, oh, Evan Steinberg, hold on, let me hold that thought for a moment. He saves the car, drops down 2 positions. He's going down to 7th. Very close, but a race for 2,500 subscribers special. Thank you so much for all the support. And this is the race we're getting from it. You don't get it quite better. Only here, Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, the best of the best. Holy. Torres brought out a bit of yellow, so I think he just went wide on corner exit. Meanwhile, lots of pack racing to watch out for. P12, trouble for him. Or her. So Amelie now in the BMW, swap of cars. Back in the last round was taking on the Nissan, but just not working out for her team. They swapped to the BMW. They're looking a lot better now. Regan Milana side by side with Martin Webster, and Martin's gonna back off wisely. Regan, a lot of momentum, may have tried to look for the move on Amelie, but nothing can be done. Webster checking up a little bit as Regan just went a little bit deep out there. Pit lane is also a bit busy now, as we have the likes of Peter Sabot in there getting their fixes going. My apologies. No, Peter Sabot is on track. So who's in the pits? Layla Leslie. And we also have Jarrell, which I think that's Jarrell's race done. He doesn't look like he's coming out this time by. So a bit of a shame. Your first retirement. Very, very touch and go racing through the S. It's dangerous part to even get around there. Meanwhile, now Ilham, really bad exit. Here comes Superman now. 6'7" Steinberg. There we go. That's his name in Discord. That's what we want to get called by. Almost contact, landed with each other. Ilham takes it to the grass. Super Steinberg to the inside. Oh, look how close he gets to the rear end of the purple guy there. Mike Vandoorne and Evan Steinberg. One of the best performances I've seen Super Steinberg do around here. Oh, wow. What a fight. Can he get up to P5 here? Mike Vandoorne holding on to the outside. Lesmana also may have a piece of this pie. Still holding on. Evan now. Can he pull a switch? Oh my God! He got it down the outside. He gets it around the outside. Evan Steinberg, ladies and gentlemen. Man, oh man. That is Super Steinberg on a mission. Oh, Mike. Oh, he taps the rear. Oh, he's stuck. He is stuck there. Reversing. Trying to get out of the way. Peter Sabot. They're all going to be seeing yellow flags. Let's see if we can help him. Does he go through? Oh, it's very tight. Ooh. He gets going. He's good. He's slow, so he's got to let through the cars. But what mistake, losing the rear end. He's gone. Tim Stahl in the lead. In the chat, you are loving it, right? You are loving it. This man has just schooled Mike Vandoorne around the outside here at Watkins Glen. You can't get better than that. Conti now heading into the pits for this one. Tate in a nice set of tires. Probably going to be switching to the hard compounds now. And Torres, a little bit of damage there. Lima side-by-side debut for Lima in this one, in the BMW. Renan, oh, look at that, very tight side-by-side action around turn 1. Of course, your battle for P16 on track. And Conti's still in the pits. May have teleported into the pits because it's just teleported his name at the top of the list. Maybe one day we'll see him on the top step here in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Chad is saying Mike Van gone. That is disrespectful as all hell. That is so disrespectful. Oh, man. Love you, Eamon. Welcome in the chat there. I think that's also Santos in the chat. Welcome, guys. You're missing out, I'll say. This is awesome. Oh, there's somebody in the wall. I didn't even notice. It's Lesmana. It's Lesmana. Trying to get a cam on him. He's good. He's got going. In fact, where is Steinberg? Meanwhile, P5, very wide. That's Kasper Tezayaki. He's lost out. Just a bit of time. Here comes newcomer Moreland now. So many drivers making a little bit of mistakes here and there. We're a long way from victory lane now. As we look at the top cam now, as Jade looking for the inside. Look at Nixon there as Kasper Tezayaki takes it straight to the pits. It's now going to land Nixon. A great opportunity to dive this one down the inside. What can Nixon do? What a dive bomb, and gets it done. What a nice one. That's honestly a great overtake there from Nixon. Woo. Awesome effort. Crawford, trouble, rear end damage, might have hit the wall on corner exit. Meanwhile, Tim Stahl going through lap traffic this time around. Mike Van Doren, more trouble. Remember, last round, that car was going everywhere but the racing line. P24, oh, Ted, oh, is he off the circuit? He's facing the wrong way. Oh, and this is dangerous here. Similar to what happened to Mike Van Doren, a little bit of room to play with. Cannot flick the car. Let's get a better angle of this one. So the Lexus off the circuit. The drivers are going to be getting yellow flags. We can rotate it. He has to be very quick. It's very tight. Lima going through side-by-side action here. Look at this. Tezayaki and Torres, they make contact with each other. Tezayaki turned in a little too early, and he hits the wall. He's in the grass. Meanwhile, oh man, this is some awkward parallel parking. Oh, he could have gone through there. All right, Marino, after the next car. Just seen him retire there. Sorry about that. And tried to help him there, but first official DNF. Is it a DNF? Might have taken it straight to the pits. Yes, he has. So that's that done and dusted there. Maybe he can come out. Someone should tell that guy he can't park there. Sorry, I'll see the picture that. No worries, just seeing your comment there in general chat. You're all good, man. You can't come back out on track. It's going to be a retirement from you, but that's all right. Just a mistake, and it's all good. Hopefully we'll see you in the next round, buddy. That's Marino there, retiring out here, taking it to the pits. That's his race done. Versteeg also retiring out of this race. I didn't see where exactly he retired, but he also retired this lap. So once again, ProMix trouble in this championship. And Mike Van Doren as well, who's a former champion this year. And there you see him. This is the worst place. He doesn't want to be here. He's stuck in 19th position. And Tim Stahl giving him a smack of the booty, saying, well, it's a shame that you're here, but one day we'll fight each other for position. Stahl goes through. That's lap traffic. Mike Van Doren lets him. Behind, it's Christian Romao. He's up in the second. Layla, Miss Midnight Bloom to 12th. Luca Andretta, 3rd place. This is where you don't see Luca. He's a little bit rustier. We'll give him that. And ladies and gentlemen, Evan Steinberg, he's in 4th looking for a career best. I think anyone and everyone who's been a long-time viewer of CMRSC is supporting Superman Steinberg, and he earns that he earns that nickname. Who cares about 6'7" Steinberg? It's Super Steinberg now, well deserved. And Sven, I think we're getting some breaking news here. Oh, Leslie, trouble! Sticking to the outside, it's heavy damage. That might be another retirement here for the American Grand Prix. The American driver of Leslie Owens. Does she get back out on track? Hit the wall hard. Staying there. All right, Leslie, you're going to have to take that one into the pits if possible if you cannot move that one out the way. So that's for Leslie Owens. If you can't get that car moved out the way, at least driven, you got to take it to the pits immediately. Can move it. Ooh. All right. Thank you, Leslie. Takes it to the pits. That's going to be a retirement there. Homecome here. For Leslie Owens. Home race. It's a bit of a shame. Too much damage. I mentioned breaking news. Sven Versteeg. Quote from the General Paddock pen. I'm sorry, but I'm going to retire from the championship. I hit an apex and my rear tire exploded, so... Now, I really hope it's not... I really hope it's a mix-up of words there. And that's not an actual retirement from the championship. Leslie retiring from the race. Apologies, Leslie Owens. Give it up for her home race. Would have loved her to see finish in the points, but it's a shame to come to an end here with 42 minutes left to go. But Sven saying he's retiring from the championship. I'm not sure if it's just the race and he miswrote that, or if that's actually the championship. That would be a huge shock to CMRSC to see him retiring out of a whole championship when that one wasn't working. Meanwhile, race leader coming in to the pits, Tim Stall, ladies and gentlemen. He misses his box as well. That could help the rest of the pack. He started on the soft compounds. Luca Andretti was on the hard, so that's why he wasn't able to fight Christian Romao that hard, continuing on in this race. He's back out now, and we're gonna get a refresh now. Is Tim on the softs for a double stop? He's gonna go for a two-stop strategy. Yeah, he looks like it. So, or no, he's on the hards. Okay, confirmed now. Tim Stall on the hard compound tires makes his official tire set strategy. Last week, he got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. Lost him the podium from that, but it didn't matter because he was disqualified for not making the mandatory compound change. Just like in Formula 1, you gotta change your compounds. So Stall does so, and looks like he might be going to the end with that set. Can he? It's 20 minutes on the soft, 40 minutes on the hard. Drivers like Luca will know that you want to take these tires to the very end. That's the most important part. So meanwhile, as we continue this American Grand Prix, real fight is on as we see now. Tim Stall, 4 seconds behind Luca Andretti. Of course, alternate strategies. Leslie, you want to look at the rear end? I thought I looked at the rear end in this one. If you're still in the session, we can probably find you out in the moment, though, because Christian Romao in the pits. Big work now. Needs to get a perfect stop here if he wants a chance at race victory. Fingers crossed. He is. He's in. So Luca and Stall are going to get right around him now. But it's just that the time is going to chip away between Tim Stall and Christian Romao. That quick stop. He's out now. So Christian Romao on the hard compound tires. It now puts Luca Andretti to the lead of this race. All right, let's take a look. What is Leslie talking about here? And oh yeah, that is, yeah, we did see this. A little bit of a target practice for the Porsche back at GT4. Very funny addition there. Lovely Easter egg. Let's get back up into the action. The Stag. Hopefully we get some highlights on your channel. Regan Milana now challenging Nixon. Nixon as well having a great performance out here today as P14 entering the box. You're loud. That Audi is screaming out here against another fellow Audi, and oh, just up ahead. So lap traffic also coming up. That is Torres P6, P7 to come here. 6-7. 6-7, guys. 6-7. I'm so sorry. I'll never do that again. But we do have ads on the wall. As Torres, lovely job. Lap traffic, doing his part. And pat on the back for you, sir. So, meanwhile, let's take a look at some of the signs around here. There you see the waving yellow GIF there. Coming around a little bit onto the curb. And then flicking into the left hand. And then you're going to see on the left side, aboard, this is where's the GT3 mod pack? If you know, you know. Close and tight with the CMRSC community with that one. The Los Pollos Hermanos X I Love CMRSC sign just up the road. Then on the side walls there, EST 2021. Heading into our 5-year anniversary. Heading into turn 1. Let's keep an eye on those walls there. There's more people coming in for their stop. Look on the left-hand side, CMRSC logos. Dave, we have the 6-7 skeletons as well. It's a real spooky showcase out here, that's for sure. Oh, and is that trouble for Abili? No, into the pits. Luca Andretta also making his pit stop. And he's up to third because Steinberg still yet to make a pit stop. Keep it up, Steinberg. Doing a great job out there, I will say. Great performance. For whatever reason, someone crashed in L1, maybe T1? I don't know whose name it is. It'll be all reviewed at the end of the race. We hope you didn't lose a subscription there from the 6-7 comments. Keep the subscriptions going. We're on course for 3,000 subscribers. If you love the action here and you want to get a part, join our Discord with a link in the description down below. All events are free. So, what are you waiting for? Meanwhile, if you're a fan of Thrustmaster and you want to get a part of the sim racing action, but you don't have equipment yet, head on over to all official Thrustmaster websites and use code CMRC and check out. That'll save you 15% off. Thank you again to Thrustmaster for allowing us in your partnership program. All proceeds go right back to the lead. So Regan Milana now chasing down Nixon for 5th as more drivers come in for their pit stop. And a great run here for the nurse as they head into T1. Looking very sharp. Oh, it's Nixon. Very wide and corner exit. Here comes Regan Milana. Stays contempt. Remembers what happens into that pack race earlier on through the Assets. Regan, little bit of a back off now, but now onto the long straight. Has to tuck in. Does so. Looks to the inside on Nixon. And Nixon looks like backing off there, maybe holding on to the outside. And Regan Milana is going to take over 5th place. Great fight between those two. Martin Webster as well. He's having a great race, defending champions for the team championship. X-Play, Marlon Young won your 2024 DTM World Championship. X-Play was the overall team champions. Martin Webster trying to carry on the torch, but not the best showing in the last round. But finally, in the points now for big contentions. So pits still open here for the next 25 minutes. A lot of drivers still yet to come in, notably Evan Steinberg, Regan Milana, Nixon Roll, Ilham Lesmana. We also have Peter Sabot and Martin Webster in the phase as well. Mark Crawford, Mike Van Dorn, no, Klaus Klint also still yet to make a pit stop. Here comes Luca Andretta, the Swiss Superman versus Super Steinberg, or Superman Steinberg. Side by side here, this is for position, even though Steinberg has to pit. But can we see some fancy action? It's going to be wise for Steinberg to just back off at this one and don't fight the job application. I have a sneaking suspicion that he wants to give the home crowd a little bit of love. Does Evan Steinberg get this move back on Luca around the outside? He doesn't. No, he backs off. I think everyone's hearts there for just a moment raised up a teeny tiny bit, realizing that Super Steinberg may be going up against the Swiss Superman there. A lot of supers around here for today, but still though, what incredible action we have here. And look at that, we have teammates for the Rahul Mobile. Into the loop now, teammates of course, they're going to be working together. Trying to get through. They don't want to fight each other that much. Peter Sabot, Kasper Tezayaki for Team Nanoshift. doing very well in the early goings out here. Meanwhile, Christian Ramau catching up to Super Steinberg just up the road. And looking for the opportunity to get him now. Looks like Evan's going for this long run here. And keep in mind, he's on soft compound tires. So trying to replicate what Luca and Andretti did back at the last round. And better run now, Christian Ramau. He's going to look for a move here. Remember, Evan Steinberg needing to make a mandatory pit stop. But here we go now. Christian looks to the inside. Both of them, of course, racing for position. No reason to not stop. And look at that, side-by-side goes through. Meanwhile, Conti brought out some yellows. May have hit the wall. Damage on the front? No, we're good. So Steinberg loses out off the podium with your top three all up there. So really, Evan Steinberg's race is this man here, Regan Milano. They both have to make pit stops, and Regan's really feeling his footing now to try to advance up to 4th position in this race. As Conti tells Seiditz to teleport to the pits, that's his race done. Klaus Klint in for his pit stop as well. He's coming out from P17. As Tim Stahl comes across the line to now start lap 18. We're scheduled for about 40 laps here today, so in the halfway point of this one. Oh, P10, trouble for Nixon. They have nicked the wall potentially. Not to be a punny man here, but keep going there, Nixon. Doing a great job of keeping this one going in the points. May have lost some time though. Up ahead though. Ooh, in the grass, that's trouble! Oh, it's hard in the wall. Can he save it? Torres, he does so. Oh, that was very tight. We also have Emilio in the wall as well. Teammate passing by. That's a struck-in car. Bad spot. Leaders are coming up. She hits the wall there. That's very huge. Around here, retires. Looks like retiring. Yes. Losing out the car. Meanwhile, Tazayaki coming in for his mandatory pit stop. Lots of drama there as we get through. That's a real moment there of stress. Mark Crawford in the paddock pen, not happy with what went down, but so far, your retirement's in this one. 10. We have Marino 10, Jordan Higgins, debut drivers for those two. Sven Versteeg, Leslie Owens, Conti. It was Conti debut race, and Emilia Eduardo you just saw retiring out there. It's a bit of a shame there. Getting it wrong, it's exactly what we saw last time. We started with 25. We're now down to 18 competitors. Still a long way to go for victory here for these drivers. But Tim Stahl pulling off the Andretti gap like he did last round. Off the circuit is Layla, Miss Midnight Bloom, P17, getting going. And now Steinberg comes in as well as Regan Milano. Both of them. Oh, Steinberg missed his box. He had to reverse. This may be very tight. They're both starting their service on the car at the same time. Who is going to be the first to come out here? Regan Milano, Evan Steinberg, and they both come out. That one hiccup costing Evan Steinberg. He didn't even repair damage. They're both fighting hard. Pit exit, however, X-Play car just ahead. It's Martin Webster, and that is a nightmare for Super Steinberg. Unfortunately, slow stop, missing the box. Didn't work out for him. Had a great race so far. I still believe he can keep this one going. Meanwhile, they get in between Martin Webster, between this pack here. Martin still has to make a pit stop. Webster's going to know that as well. Martin on the hard tires. Luca trading on for some softs that he wants to chase down the top pack. Meanwhile, Mike Van Dorn, trouble for him as he tries to go through. Torres, lap traffic there for Tim Stahl, and Tim goes through. Next week out, we're heading to the United Kingdom for the British Grand Prix at Donington Park. Trouble off the S's. This could spell trouble potentially. He gets going, and he's able to keep going. hiccup there, potentially on the Assetto. Oh, his car is all over the place. Is there damage? And coming up next to the line here. That was very tight. Luca Andretti coming up here to lap Torres. Christian Romao, we're getting word that he also made a little bit of a love tap to Danny Nasseir. So it's all kicking off here. Gotta be safe. We're only at the halfway point of this American Grand Prix. Torres. Oh, that rear end. There's something wrong with it. Not working out for him at all. Christian Romao is going to be coming up fast to that pack as well. Webster makes his pit stop. That's going to release Steinberg now to fight against Regan Milana. 1.3 the difference. That looks to be your closest battle we have on track. Torres, more trouble though. What's going on with him? Oh, he's very wide on corner exit. Looks like, no, Christian Romao still yet to go through. He's got Klaus Klint to overtake beforehand. And so do we see the Audi come into the pits? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So lots of damage on that car. Immediate repairs needing to take place. That's going to be one less problem for Christian Romao to worry about for his hunt to the podium. So this championship fight getting very, very solid here. We unfortunately don't have the graphic for you on screen, but we'll read it out to you. So championship goes as follows. Luca Andretti leading the standings, 25 points, followed by Andy Parker, Regan Milana. Tim Stahl taking a DNF, or a DSQ for not making his mandatory tire change. He is going to be gaining some huge points to get himself back in this title hunt for his debut championship run. In P3, Regan Milana from the last round. He's currently sitting 5th. That is your best contender. But as it stands right now, if Luca finishes the position where he is now, big opportunity. Look at this. Steinberg round the outside. Does he hold on to that position on Regan Milana? He gets it done. And Steinberg, with an amazing drive, continues to show off. And he's up to 5th place in the Aston Martin. A lot of traffic they had to also go through, so maybe Regan was caught off guard. 26 minutes left to go. We're thoroughly entertained in this one. And if you are as well, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the action. This is truly what CMRSC is all about. We're getting some great action to the very end. So meanwhile, as we continue this race here, let's take a look at what time it is in the server. And yeah, we're still accelerating here. So, going to be 4 o'clock, looks like. We are expected to finish towards the evening. If we can get this away off our screens there. We are looking to get this race done in the evening time, but looks like time is moving just a little bit slow, so we might finish later into the afternoon, but no worries there. So, we're getting a word now on the team of Marino and Iris saying it was fun. They quit because too many mistakes, but at least they did not ruin anybody's races. They'll be coming back stronger. That's what we need, that motivation there. So we're very happy to hear from them, and especially they could be back. So, next week out, Donington GP circuit. Earlier on in 2025, we visited the national layout, the shorter layout for the TCR Championship. And what an event that was, with winners coming from the likes of Layla, Miss Midnight Bloom, That's a race day she'll never forget. And we're returning back. It's a classic and a home circuit for Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Meanwhile, Regan Milana back in the pits early, maybe. Definitely looks like it. Only had about 7 laps on that stop. Back out going now. What's the strategy here? Regan's on the soft compound tires. So, multiple stops there for Regan Milana. So very interesting aspect here. A couple drivers still looking for more battles. On side with us. Oh, Torres takes it to the pits, and he is out of the American Grand Prix. That is a huge shame. So retiring out, teleporting it straight to the pits. And he's gone out there. Hopefully we'll see him back stronger. Excuse me. Classic carbon livery there from Torres. Hopefully we'll see him back in the future. We're going to get a word from him in the paddock pen. Gave up, wheel disconnected, and my car flew, so we didn't get to see that live. That's a huge shame. Hopefully we'll see him back very soon. So that cuts us down to 17 from 25 we had from the very start of this race. And a couple battles we still have on track to take a look at. Let's go and check them out. That is a horrific small cam there. Let's try to swap it, shall we? Here we go. Everywhere you look, you still see my face on Lesmana's car. But of course, you're just watching that battle on the big screen. Ilham wide in the cross as well. Nixon fighting hard to hold off. Looking for a spot now. P6 up for grabs this time by. We're getting word Danny Nasseir, Mark Crawford may make contact with each other. They're both going. So that's good on them. Meanwhile, Lesmana. Great run on Nixon to the outside. Nixon hugs the inside. Still defending, holding on to the racing line, getting on the throttle early on as Lesmana. Can he pull it off on the inside? He makes his intentions clear on the inside, but he does not go for the dive. Meanwhile, Regan Milana coming up behind, as well as Peter Sabot. 4-car battle coming up fast for P6. And you see how close this one's getting. Nixon's tires running out of grip here. For context, Nixon's on the hard compound against Ilham Softs side by side now. What can go down here as we watch over the fence now? Nixon holding on the position. Still keeping it up for grabs. Meanwhile, fresh out the pits, brand new soft tires. Regan Milana in this fight. Potentially to look for a battle. Ilham stays tucked in on the rear of Nixon. Nixon and Lesmana both go deep. And you see Lesmana trying to hunt down for the slipstream. Going up the Assets now. Looking for a move. What can Lesmana do? Nudges his nose on the inside. That now makes it the outside as we get into the longest straight of the circuit. Regan Milana just watching this battle from the outside. Looking in. Nixon to the inside line, this time by holding on. Audi versus Mercedes. And you see Ilham trying to get the move planted down inside this time. Can you get it done? Regan Milana also trying to fight through. Nixon loses out to P5. And now Regan Milana also having a chance. However, Peter Sabot trying to look for a move on the outside. Side by side. Now Nixon went from 5th to 8th in a single lap. And now it could look to be 3 wide here as Regan holding on for dear life, but he goes way too deep. Peter Sabot is going to take advantage of that unless Regan can dive it down the inside, which he does. Up the inside, cannot get the throttle done as soon as possible. Still neck and neck. 2 quarters to go before we complete this lap here with 20 minutes left to go. In the grass as Regan's going to slow him down. Peter Sabot confidently ahead, but it's going to be a narrow line. Now Regan Milana will get through because Peter Sabot will take it straight to the pits. And Steinberg is in the chat. Aren't you racing? Evan, why are you here? I can't check for you right now, Evan, to see if you have made the pit stop. And that is not good that you did not remember that, Evan, but, Steinberg, who's currently in 4th, as Tim Stahl, Peter Sabot. It's lap traffic, of course, and Peter's gonna let through there from the inside. Did we get word if Steinberg did come in? But maybe that's somebody else typing for Evan's account there. I'm not too sure. Evan, I'm gonna be honest with you, buddy. I don't know. That's all on you. Whatever tire you started off with, you're on the hards right now, so if you swapped, if you were on the hards from the very beginning, maybe it could cause some trouble. I can't help you. This race is all on you. If you can finish this one in 4th, buddy, best of luck. But it's also not in my position to help you for strategy-wise for any of these drivers. Best I can do is be your eye in the sky for lap traffic coming up ahead, or if you make a spin, to help you rejoin back on the circuit. But strategy-wise, I don't think it's possible for me regardless. Meanwhile, you see there Peter Sabot putting some pressure on a race leader, maybe wanting to get unlapped, but Tim Stahl with a great run. Trying to just keep this one ahead nonetheless. So 17 minutes, 15 seconds left to go, and Peter Sabot's teammate there, Ilham Lesmana, was it Ilham? No, it's not Ilham, but a couple drivers coming into the pits, including Luca Andretta and Tim Stahl, which, by the way, Luca was able to make some ground, but he missed the pit box. That may have been his chance. That may have potentially been his chance. They're both P1, P2, Tim Stahl now coming out. And Luca now going through. Luca still in this fight, but that has costed him easily a second, 2 seconds more. Luca Andretta has closed up this gap with all the lap traffic Tim Stahl had to go through. That's huge. We're still in contention for a race winner undecided. Yeah, I did it right then. It's because the heart felt too fast. All right, if you did the tire compound check, we hope to see you there in 4th position by the end of it. But focus on driving, sir. Unless you have somebody else typing for you. Best of luck, guys. Evan Steinberg, ladies and gentlemen, P4, desperately making sure he's hit the compound set perfectly. Somebody's in the grass there. It's Kasper Tazayaki. Lots of battles all throughout this one. Once again, another unflattering look there on the minicam as Peter Sabot chases down Ilham for P9 on board. And we're also looking at Mark Crawford against Klaus Klint. And Klaus going a little bit deep there as Mark Crawford looking for a potential move on the inside. Not this time around. Mark can do. Crawford finishing in the points back last week out at the German Grand Prix. So he's going to want to continue that momentum. However, only fighting for P14. Points are given out a little bit up the road for P12. So nose to tail there between the two. Let's go on board. Crawford now looking for that pass against Klaus Klint. And very quick into the left-hander. And then it's up to the right-hander now. Very close. Oh, next race I don't fly off the track. I think that's Torres there. Well, best of luck to you, man. It's a shame that we saw you retire out here this time! Peter Sabot landing a nose up the inside to let Lesmana know I am here and ready to fight. And he may go for a move this time by Webster up to 8th, just ahead of both of them. This is your battle for 8th, but Peter Sabot looking for this one. Nose to tail, Peter Sabot. A little bit slow there on the left-hander, but into the right-hander. Final corner, look how close he gets to the grass on the left-hand side. Keeping it going, high momentum now. Peter Sabot in the draft, easily a big chance to go for a move through the S's into the loop. We're also getting word that Crawford and Look, Klaus may have made a bit of contact with the wall. We'll figure that out in just a moment. 3-car battle here. Martin Webster not as quick this time by. Martin Webster, very big trouble. Martin Webster's let them through. Martin Webster, does he know that he needed to do that? Maybe it's smart for Webster to say, you know what, guys, I'm not going to be able to stay ahead, but come on, Martin, we want to see some fight in you. The Guyanese may be realizing I'm content with finishing in the top 10. And he may be able to watch these two guys potentially kill each other off the circuit, and they'll be able to pick up the pieces. So Peter Sabot looking for this one. And he is looking for the inside this time around, not able to get it. 13 minutes left to go. Plenty of time for Peter Sabot to get this one through and then to chase down Moreland coming to the end of this race. Riga Milana getting a lot of damage as he's heading onto the front straight. He's in P5. He has a red front arrow. That could cause some trouble because P6 Moreland, not that far. The time ticks down. Sabot looking for a crazy opportunity now. Can he get it done on the inside? Turn 1. Nothing can be done there, and Lesmana goes very wide. Peter Sabot on the slipstream to the inside, and he's going to get that one done and dusted. However, Lesmana has the slipstream. Overdrive now for the Mercedes against the Audi. Side by side, and Ilham is going to back off last moment. Not worth it to go for that one. Peter Sabot will go up to 7th position. Meanwhile, your battle for the lead, the show is about to get underway as Luca Andretta, 4 seconds behind your race leader, Tim Stahl. A huge fight coming your way very soon. Nixon, that's your last car that they have just lapped. They have gotten through. Now up to the top 10. 4 seconds. Oh, trouble. Klaus, he's only gone wide, so he is good. Meanwhile, Peter Sabot, Lesmana, trouble for Danny Nasseir. Wide off the track. May have made a bit of a mistake. Here comes your leader, Tim Stahl. He has let him through. And he's going to stay off the line, of course, and going to get right back going. Luca Andretta, look how fast, look how hard he's pushing as well. Chad is saying, I got the flying voxel from Top Gear replying there. That was more like a Mercedes airline type of crash. Very funny motorsport references there. If you want to get in on the conversations in the live chat, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Once again, thank you everyone for 2,500 subscribers. We couldn't have done it without each and every one of you supporting us, whether if you're a fan or a former driver. We're very happy to see you join us here every week in and week out, only on Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club every Saturdays. Should be at 5 p.m. EST. We have started a little bit early today, and we're going to be finishing off in just about 10 minutes time. Coming to it now, Luca Andretta. That gap is still stayed roughly the same. 3.8 the difference, just hovering under that 4-second buffer. Next up to lap through, it's going to be Danny Nasseir. And Danny's going to, of course, know that respect between the two drivers and is going to get right out the way earlier than he needs to. And that is the type of respect that all the drivers have for each other in this race. P13 Lima thought that was a pit exit for the BMW driver, but no. Pits are finally closed, but luckily for us, we can confidently say that everyone has made their one mandatory pit stop. They can come in as many times as they want after, but they needed to make one pit stop in this race throughout the pit window. So Lima currently in P12. Back up the front, Luca Andretta. Clear skies ahead as he chases down Tim Stahl for the race win in 10 minutes. That's all he has. They're going to have P9 to come up very soon. Martin Webster. Next up, the chopping block for this one here. As we see Danny Nasseir letting through Nixon for that one there. But the dust truly settling out here in America with our best showcase here at Watkins Glen. We had a Halloween special 2 years ago in GT4s for a one-off. Before that, the last time we were here was for the IMSA Assetto Corsa Championship, and a lot of great turnout there, but this one easily our biggest turnout here at Watkins Glen. Last time for DTM we've been here, the inaugural year 2022, and now we're finally coming around for it. Remember folks, we're not done for stats. Luca Andretti is not only going for the win and trying to continue to hold on this massive championship lead, but he's looking to make history. Luca Andretti is tied for the most race wins in CMRSC history at 36. Fitting. That's his driver number in CMRSC. I believe it is. If he does it, it'll be 37. And he will break Justin Nasseir's record that has stood the test of time. Records are meant to be broken, as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would say. And Luca has history at his fingertips. He's already proven why he is the best. He is the greatest driver in CMRSC history. His last championship he claimed back at Race of Champions in 2024, which that is your next championship. If Luca does this, he'll be a 7-time world champion. That's Hamilton numbers for you. But as the time ticks down, it's going to get harder and harder for him against your newcomer here, Tim Stall. Meanwhile, Peter Sabot able to get the move on, and he's now all over the rear of Jane Moreland. Battle for P6 this time. We said earlier on in stream it was possible for him to come up, but it was going to be hard if he can get the move done. But here we go. Peter Sabot, your TCR World Series champion. Oh, and Jade makes a mistake, an error, and loses the rear end on the curb. Slow through the exit. Ilham Lesmana is going to come soaring through now. Oh, it's tight. Was there contact? Yes, there was. There was definitely contact there. And we are very glad to see nobody hurt in that one. Chad is asking, what is the Thrustmaster code to save 50% off? Use code CMRC and check out on all official Thrustmaster websites. But yes, for Jade, that was a very, very close one there, losing the rear end and almost having an airplane crash through the exits like we saw earlier on in this race with Jarrell Moore. But luckily, desperately able to stick this one around, and Lesmana to 7th place. Next up is Peter Sabot. 4 seconds. That's basically the same gap that this fight is. 5 minutes left to go, and it's going to be a lot of traffic for Tim to go through this time by. And we're also getting word, Kasper Tezayaki, lap 29, did have a retirement, so a shame that another driver falling out of this one, down to 16, but that was there quite a while ago, so now acknowledging that. Tim Stall, leader now, starting off his 36th lap, should have 4 laps to go. If we can hold on to this one. 4 or 3 laps left to go, and here we go. So this is going to be the last chance Luca has. It's all going to come down to how fast Tim Stall is going to be lapping these cars ahead. They're going to get the blue flag warning now, so it's their job to let Tim through ASAP. So Jade, rear end, not complying, has to let through Tim. And that would mean he's going to be lapping so many drivers up this time by. So around the outside, Jade's going to make life easier for your race leader. Gap is down to 3.5 just from that small wait that Tim had to do. Luca, of course, still has the same cars to overtake that Tim does. Next up the road. Who is that? That is going to be Ilham Lesmana for Tim to overtake. 3.4 the difference. And how quick can he get this one done? .3 the difference, and Luca Andretti clearing Jade a lot quicker. There's your man in P3, Christian Ramau, who had Luca's number, but Luca's patience, that really gave him the upper advantage. Danny Nasseir in for a stop. Another pit stop here. Looks like those soft compounds could not make it to the very end. Has to come in. Back up this pack here. Luca Andretti 3.5, and Tim Stall has gotten the move done on Lesmana, and time ticking even more. Next up the road, Klaus Klint. Then it is Peter Sabo for P6 up the track. And still, this, I believe, is your closest battle. Yes, it's your closest battle we have on track. Danny Nasseir has called it quits, not finishing in the points, and he's called it out early out of this one. So Danny Nasseir, next retirement, couldn't make it to the very end to 100% complete this race. Round Klaus, Tim Stall goes, and Klaus is going to do the right thing to let through the next couple of cars over now, and Luca next. Brilliant lap traffic, and actually I'm now noticing it, the sun finally peaking on and starting to set around here. It's, if you shuffle over to the start of the stream and compare the weather now, yes, it is definitely changing. So Luca Andretti running out of time, and we're coming down to basically the 2 to go at the end of this one. Running out of time for Luca to go for this race win. Lesmana not making it easy for him as well. But he gets through. And now 4.1 seconds the difference. No chance, it looks like, unless Tim stalls out of this one. But on form to recover from what was a nightmare, a disaster, trying to get this one worked out. Tim joined us, and he said he loves Watkins Glen right away. And he's proven it to us here as he starts the final lap here at the American Grand Prix. Only one car really to lap, and he should have some clear air to the very end, and that's going to do it for him. Tim has Peter Sabo, and that's going to mean he has lapped over half the field easily as he looks to get P6 now. And all Tim Stall would have missed out was the top 5 belonging to Regan Milana, Evan Steinberg, Christian Ramau, and Luca Andretti. What a race this has been from the very start. All the battling here and there. The pack racing was incredible to start off with 25 drivers. We finish off here after 10 retirements. 10 cars retiring out of this race for one reason or another. We already know that about 2 of them did have, 2 or 3 of them having too much damage. The rest of them, too much damage. But Tim Stall, he already knows that this bag is his. He just needs to make it to the line. I wouldn't celebrate prematurely. Let's get it to the line. But What a championship this is turning out to be. Luca Andretti will still hold on to the championship lead by a landslide, but all eyes and a round of applause will go to the German for Watt Racing in the Mercedes. Tim Stall makes his race victory, his first one of hopefully many here in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club for the German Grand Prix. Luca Andretti holds on to the championship lead, will finish P2. Next up will be this man who fought hard and valiantly. Christian Rahul from Brazil in the Joker Mercedes will come around the final corner and he'll be happy with that one. So top 3, end of French Street for the podium. Christian Rahul crosses the line. Peter Sabo will finish home in 4th with Evan Steinberg. Where's that man? There he is. They got a lot of work to go to come around. But what a race. And this man, Evan Steinberg, may just claim himself. Oh, trouble. 4. Oh, no, it's Layla in the wall. Crawford and the rest are going to pass. But where is he? Evan Steinberg. Don't lose the car this time, buddy. As around the final couple of corners here for Super Steinberg. And he's won all our hearts here today. He's earned himself driver of the day, Evan Steinberg. What a finish. And it is P4 confirmed. P4 confirmed. That's it. What a race. And your top 3 today. You see him on your screen. What a fight. What a race. Action to the very end. And we're just now catching our breaths. Let's go talk to our drivers. Wow, that was probably one of our best, most entertaining races we had. And we thank everyone for being a part of it. Let's talk to our top 3 now, and we're going to start with our man who finishes P1. A recovery from the last race to put this one in P1. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim takes the race victory. We just invited you on stage if you can join me up here. But what a performance there, Tim Stall. Race victory. Tim, man, that's got to feel sweet. The move that really cemented yourself, that lap 1 outside move for the race lead. Take us through that emotion there. Was that the whole idea, get the lead as soon as possible, or was that just something that you just saw ahead of you and you took the gap and you sent it? Worked out indeed. This is the momentum you definitely need throughout this championship fight. It'll be tough with Luca holding on to the championship lead, but great effort, Tim. Wonderful racing from you. Congratulations on your very first win of hopefully many here in CMRSC. Tim, ladies and gentlemen, heading on over to P2, who takes and holds on to the championship lead. Luca Andretta back on the podium. P2 this time, but I think it's a P2 you're going to be very content with. How was that race for you? Definitely. And then, of course, you had that ending fight between you two. 4 seconds the difference throughout that final 10-minute showdown. Was there any chance in you feeling that this could be a race win, or did it get to a point where it was like, yeah, this one's I'm content with P2? Thank you. Before I let you go, I may have to ask you to just quickly sum up how you feel in just 2 moments, and I'm also going to have to bring back Tim in a moment. I think the Discord is just being a little bit buggy, and general chat and I think the live chat are all yelling at me right now. Yeah, they're all yelling at me. They're saying that they couldn't hear, so it's set to hear, so I'm going to try to restart my Discord here, and let's see if we can just get a quick word from both of you. We'll get that. Yeah, we'll get you guys both interviewed. Yeah, we'll interview you both. We'll get it done a little bit quick. We do have a recording that captures all the audio. We normally just cut it off for the race highlights. So let's quickly get this one back on. In fact, do we have Tim here in? Tim, I'm gonna invite you on, and you'll join us here. All right. 5 seconds.
Dude, look at the hard tires.
Yeah,
man.
no, it was ridiculous.
All right,
I
we're
had to
good.
do 18 laps on the mid-race.
we'll leave conversations real quick at the end. Tim, give us a few words on that race. I know it didn't capture the whole thing live, but we did get it on recording, so let us know your thoughts and feelings about this one.
Yeah, so I'm very happy to redeem myself after what happened in Hockenheim. As I already, mentioned, it's I don't know the cars. I've driving them for the first time. They're very weird with the setup, and overall also the tires. I had to get used to that first. That was totally wrong in Hockenheim. I had rear deck like crazy, and the car was just undrivable. So yeah, this time the setup was a lot better. I worked out most of the issues, I think, and yeah, the pace was just good. Quali didn't work for pole, but I didn't get a clean lap in. Every time I was getting a clean lap, had a 28 in the delta, and I was just like had traffic or something else, and a little quali incident on the last quali lap, which it happens. Everyone's pushing. But yeah, I did manage to fix it at the start, definitely. Hanging it around the outside in turn 1 was an amazing feeling. I got a good launch and just let Luca and Christian just battle it out behind me and drive away.
And then, Luca, I want to talk to you. Your reaction, what was that pace like going up against him throughout this race? And a little short brief on how your event was.
Well, yeah, the hard tires were terrible at the start. The soft tires were much better to drive with, even for the complete stint. Faster pace, more stability. At the start, I saw a gap, I went for it, and then we were fighting. I was like, please, just overtake me or get behind me so we can catch up to Tim. That didn't happen, and then he slingshotted around me, and then basically I tried to keep up. There was no chance with the setup in the hards. Went for my pit stops, went through the race, saved my tires, and at the end it was just close with me and Tim. He was just driving away, then me coming back, and just back and forth for the last 15 minutes or so.
And now, we finally have our man in P3, Christian Ramau. Christian, great result from you, P3. That big talking point, yourself battling with Luca in the early goings of that one, really had a lot of us at the edge of our seats when you guys were constantly back and forth, trading places. Take us through the reaction to that one, Christian, and congratulations for P3. How was that one?
Thank you. That battle was really, really good, but the rest of the race for me made me sleep a little. So I spun once, and maybe that killed my chance to get P2 or something.
You're still able to hold on to the podium, and a great hard effort from you. That start phase, though, a little bit of a nightmare to see your competitors going around the outside. Just take us through what went down on your end.
On that one?
Yeah, turn 1, lap 1.
Yeah, I mean, I got it on the inner the inner cup. Curb. Oh my.
I think we might be just
Yeah,
losing
the inner
him.
curb, and the car just
I think we're good now.
just went off to the up, and I lost grip, and yeah.
Well, nonetheless, though, Christian, great result, though, to still be able to recover and get on to the podium. Better things coming your way, that's for sure. And then for our top two guys, Tim, Luca, great effort and congratulations. Podium for all three of you. And we hope to see this championship fight truly continue next week out at Donington Park. So we're going to move you guys back into the audience there. All right, that's going to do it for us here. Next week out, we head on over to the United Kingdom to start it off, the halfway point at Donington Park, a classic for the DTM World Championship. And that session should be up right now. And once again, thank you everyone for 2,500 subscribers. It means the whole world, and we can't wait to continue the momentum next week out, and our new goal, 3,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and join in on the action. Every Saturdays, we're going to revert back to our regular time, even though, looking at the clock, we've basically finished the same time. So, congratulations, and we'll see you next week. And that's going to do it for us there. Thank you so much for tuning in to another race. Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, the best DTM race we've had for a long time, and we'll see you as the sun goes down here. Next week out, same time, an hour a little later, at Watkins Glen.